We've got the good liars at a Trump rally, this time in Pennsylvania. We covered the one in Iowa yesterday. Check that out if you haven't yet. And just like that one, this one is crawling with crazies ready to support Trump at the drop of a dime, regardless of what he does. As we also get to see MAGA in their natural habitat and looking at these rallies, I pulled a couple clips and I'll of course add the additional context that is needed.
Trump wins, will you accept the results?
Of course.
If Kamala wins, will you accept the results?
No. No, because it won't be possible. It'll be an absolute canard. Nobody's really voting for
but you gotta, when you listen to yourself say that, that's gotta be a red flag, right?
Yeah, no, it's not. Listen to what the Democrats say.
So say it again. If Donald Trump wins this election, will you accept the results?
Yes.
If Kamala Harris wins this election, will you accept the results?
No.
I mean, you got to hear what that sounds like, right?
I don't care what it sounds like, because if they say she wins the election, she didn't win it.
This, as I always say, gives the game away. This is all about how MAGA feels about voter fraud, right? It's only exist if Democrats are the ones who win. If Trump wins, it's free and fair and everything is good. But if the Democrats win, they stole it. It shows that it's about one, going along with whatever Trump says, and two, just having a lack of accountability even when you lose. They don't think the election is rigged. They just hate when Democrats win, so they'll say anything except that, they won. And they're so insulated in their cult that they actually think the majority of Americans think like them, which is extra crazy when you add in the layer that the only fraud that could have changed the outcome of the election in 2020 was Trump's attempt of a coup with fake electors in 7 states to subvert the votes of the people in those states.
The mass shootings are because why?
Because we have the Second Amendment that allows us to have guns. A lot of countries don't have the power to get guns as easily as we can, and that's the reason, because there's more guns.
The mass shootings are because of
more guns, more people, and if you have more guns, more people, more crazy people that have guns, stuff happens. I wouldn't blame the gun. You got to blame.
But that's the reason for more gun control, is that more guns, more crazy people, more bad things happen.
I mean, when a crazy person with a gun comes in, how do you take them out? Another gun.
So your answer to the gun issue would be more guns, more people carrying guns.
So I won't make fun of her too much for this one, because the logic of needing a gun because bad guys have guns is one that I am sympathetic to. I will say, however, it's statistically not a good argument. You're actually more likely to get shot if you have a gun in a situation. Bringing a gun to a situation or a crime where somewhere else has a gun just ups the likelihood that someone will die, and the probability is it's more likely you than the bad guy. Bad guy with gun kills more people than good guy with gun kills bad guy with gun. Your best bet is to just try and escape. And what I will say is it's funny that she makes the clear argument for gun control. The fact we can easily get guns and that there is so many is what leads to high gun crime, mass shootings, school shootings. But then she's like, nah, we still need to be able to just willy-nilly get guns, which is antithetical to how she started. And all data would disagree with her. Stronger gun laws and less gun ownership leads to less gun deaths. So the clear answer is make it harder to get guns and have strong gun laws.
If you're uneducated and you don't know what you're talking about,
You would rather they just didn't come here?
I would rather them not come here.
Are you a fan of the First Amendment?
Absolutely. The right to bear arms. Look, this is God.
That's not the First Amendment.
No, the Fourth Amendment. But I'm saying
that's not the Fourth Amendment either.
Which one is it?
Which one do you want to know? The right to free speech, the First Amendment?
First Amendment, freedom of speech.
And you love the right to bear arms. Which amendment do you think that is?
I thought it was the Fourth. I could be wrong.
It's the Second Amendment. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
How big of a fan of it are you?
Of
the Second Amendment.
I carry. That's what I know.
And you didn't know which amendment it was?
No.
Remember, party of the Constitution here. Conserving its values is core to being a conservative. Well, unless you're a Trump conservative, that is. Then you have no idea about the Constitution. You're fine with him wanting to get rid of it. You only support things Trump tells you to. And it's hilarious that she's first like, if you're uninformed, don't come. Well, that's the entire rally, ma'am. I'm sorry to tell you that. No one would be there. And it sounds like you as well, because she then thinks the right to bear arms is the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment. Like, you don't even know what you're talking about. She probably only bought a gun because Trump is like, I support guns. And saying that people shouldn't come express their opinion if uninformed is directly unconstitutional. She wants them to not be able to exercise their First Amendment rights, which is, I don't know, it kind of shows how MAGA feels about this whole thing.